Let us now deal with the operations which are supposed to be done on a file. In this video, what we'll do is we'll learn all these processing contents of a file, how to make the contents to move to a file, and how to make the contents to move from a file. All this will be said in this particular video. And the syntax of the various commands or various functions, along with the examples with that particular file. For this, I had to make some assumptions. I'll write these assumptions at this place so that when I'm describing these functions, you should not feel where these terms came from. I'll say that there is a pointer IP which is associated with the file called as in.txt. There is a pointer OP which is associated with the file called as out.txt. By this time, you might be comfortable with the file pointers and how they are supposed to be associated. We have seen this in the previous video. If you're not comfortable, go back to the previous videos, watch how exactly these contents are visible. These contents are being added. Now, how to make a read operation? Let's first deal with the read operation. Now, when I say read operation, there are multiple values, multiple types of values which you can read from the user and store into file. Or you can have, there are multiple types of files which are stored onto the file and you want to read those values. Again, it all depends upon the type of values which are stored or the way in which you have stored the value. Do remember that the commands which I have listed in this session or all the commands which I am going to discuss in this video, they are all pertinent to normal files. Binary files is beyond the scope of the current syllabus, but we'll see in some other stage. So, the file might now store characters, or the file might store numbers, or the file might store strings. Suppose if I say that this is my content which is stored in inner.txt. Let me say that I have stored 1, then I'll store ABC, and then I'll say 12. Now here I have stored a number, I have stored a set of characters and then a number. If this has to be read as per this, if the file is known to you, what you can do is you can very easily say that the first is digit, second is a string, third is a number. But if the contents are unknown, in that case it is always advisable to treat everything as a character itself. Let 1 be read as a character, A be read as a character, B, C, 1 and 2. So in that case, what I'll do is I'll use fgetC. The syntax of this says fgetC should always get a file pointer. So I'll say fgetC and then the file pointer, let me say IP, because IP is associated with in.txt. But this should be always associated with some variable on the left hand side, because fgetC will read any information which is there on the file as a character. Since I'll say that this ch, let me say ch is a character variable. Assume that ch is a character variable. So what fgetC does? Reads one character from the file pointer IP and stores that into ch. The file pointer automatically moves to the next location. As soon as a processing is done, the pointer will always point to the next location. Now, what if I have to read a complete string or the complete contents of one line as a string? So in that case, I'll use these function called as fgetS. So how do I write this particular fgetS? Since I said that I want to store this entire content as a string, so obviously I have to define a character array. So what I'll do is I'll say fgetS and then I'll say character array. Let me say C1 as a character array. So here I am supposed to define C1 not as a character variable but as a character array. Then how many characters you want to read at any given time? Suppose I want to read 100 characters. What I'll do is I'll say 100. The second parameter is integer number, comma, the file pointer on which you want to do the operation. I want to do the operation on IP. So I'll say IP at this place. So fgetS will help us to read a value in a string format, get stored into a character array. Whereas this will always have variable on the left hand side. This will automatically have the parameter inside the function itself. Similarly, fscanf. If you are very much sure that the first line has got only one value, second line has got only one value, third line has got only one value, in that case I can go for fscanf. fscanf. fscanf will have file pointer. What is the file pointer? IP. Let's say IP. What type of values you want to read? You want to read an integer value. So the format specifier for integer value is %d, comma, the variable where you want to store. I want to store into a variable, say A. That's it. So what this fscanf does? fscanf says that read a file which is held by a pointer called as IP, which is of type integer, and store into a local variable called as A. fscanf will read values from a file which is held by a pointer of a specific type and stores that onto a local variable. Clear? So fgetc, fgetS, fscanf, they all do read operation onto a file. Right? Now, once the contents have been read from a file, then you can do any processing, any local values, any arithmetic operation, any manipulation, any comparison, all this you have been done. Once you are through with this, then you are supposed to write the modified contents which are there onto your variables on the local system to the file. So in that case, we might use writing the contents to a file. So how do I do this? So the various commands for doing this are fputs, fputs, fprintf. For this, again I have to make an assumption that I have a file called as out.txt, and this is held by OP. So if a pointer OP holds this particular content, so my task is to not transfer the contents to this particular file. So how do I do this? So the first is fputc. So the command goes in this fashion: fputc. All this has to appear in lowercase, no space between them. The variable name on which the value is stored. So here I have stored the value onto what? Ch. I have modified this particular ch. I'll say ch, comma. I want to store this onto a file. This file pointer is op. I'll say comma op. fputc ch comma op. So here I'm transferring the contents of the local variable, that is ch, to a file pointer called as op. Now you might have a complete string as a parameter. You might give a string, or you might store this into a character array and then transfer this to a pointer. Suppose in the second instruction I have read the contents onto a array called as C1. So here I'll say fputs. Character string is C1, comma, the pointer is op in this case. So what are the contents which are there in C1? They all will be transferred to op automatically. If you want to give a string of your own, suppose if I say fputs, I'll say welcome, comma op. So what happens? In this case, the contents which are written directly called as welcome, this string welcome, is written onto a file called as op. So automatically transfer the contents to the file. fprintf. fprintf is again to store integer values. So fprintf, the instruction says fprintf file pointer, that is op, comma format specifier %d, comma the variable, let me say a at this place. The syntax of fscanf and fprintf, the sequence of parameters is the same, but the functionality differs. fscanf reads a value from the file and stores to the variable. fprintf writes the contents of a variable to a file. So here you can perform these operations and automatically make the contents to be stored onto a file or write the contents onto a file. All these functions I have said are on a normal file. Similarly, when you do operations on binary files, you can use fread and fwrite. You can use some more additional commands like fseek, ftell. Fseek will take you to the place where your cursor is associated. You can rewind the entire control back to the first part of the file. You can rewind the entire contents to the end of the file. All this you can say. You can know where exactly at which place you are there in the file. The pointer is where in that particular file. You can use a command called as ftell. So whenever you're doing operations on binary, it is always advisable to move around the file, backward, forward, by one structure, by one content, one size of number of bytes, all that using fseek and ftell. All those will be there on binary files, but basically to read values, fgetc, fgetS, fscanf. To print values, fputc, fputs and fprintf. That's it about the concepts of reading and writing the contents to a file. Thank you.